Hi everyone, my name is Laura and welcome to Book Bubbler. Today I have my October TBR for you guys. I'm trying to keep it a little in control and not go crazy nutso like I have done pretty much every other month this year. I'm trying to keep it reined in, especially since I'm kind of slumpy with reading. I don't want to overextend myself if I can help it ahead of time. So let's jump right in. First book on my TBR is the second part of the Jurassic Park Lost World Readathon, hosted by Dani at Naturalist Pick. So I'll be reading The Lost World, the sequel to Jurassic Park by Menno Schilthuizen. Our first check-in, our first live show and check-in is in 2 weeks on the Saturday, the date of which escapes me. I'm sorry. Is it the 7th, 16th? I don't know. I'm terrible. But I will have that below in the description, and I'll also link to Dani's channel where she's hosting all the live videos for this read along. They've been a lot of fun so far. So this is first on my list. And then also related to it, because there is a bingo board that I made. This is my Jurassic one. I totally didn't get a full board. But here is my Lost World one. I'll put up a quick picture here if I can find it on my phone. So if you read the book, you will get the first prompt, read a book published in '95. The second, a book about or featuring dinosaurs. The third, Sherlock Holmes. And fourth, read a sequel. So Sherlock Holmes is because there is a sort of fan favorite or beloved character who didn't survive in the first book. I'm not going to spoil it here if you haven't already heard. That is resurrected in the second book. And Menno Schilthuizen got the idea from Sherlock Holmes, from Carner, not a name. Arthur Conan Doyle. There we go. So you get the first four checked off. The fifth prompt, watch a movie from '97, which would be the Lost World movie. 6, Steven Spielberg. You can watch anything by Steven Spielberg, so if you want to count the movie for that, you can. And then the last two are fun. It's be a dinosaur in public. If you want to like walk like one or screech like one and act like one, wear a big dinosaur suit. Anything is encouraged, but please use our hashtag JParkWorld2021 and post it somewhere so we can find it, because I want to see him. And the last one is to pose like Jeff Goldblum, you know, his classic pose from the first movie. He's like all sexy laying out there in his open shirt. So that's the second bingo card. I'll have a link to that below so you can download it for yourself to do it. I had a terrible printer. Don't ignore that. So the book counts for 4. If you read The Lost World, it counts for half of the bingo card. And watch the movie, it counts for a quarter. And everything else is just fun. So there's that. For me, I'm going to try and watch the new-ish Sherlock Holmes movie with Will Ferrell. I have not heard anything good about it at all, but I love Sherlock in general. So I will give it a shot and see how it goes. I like Will Ferrell. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm going to watch that as a little extra thing for myself to do, so I'm not just reading the book for the challenge. Okay, next up on my TBR is the book Naturalist Pick. This is Darwin Comes to Town, How the Urban Jungle Drives Evolution by Menno Schilthuizen. Don't know anything about this. It's a little bit thinner, which I really appreciate, so I'll be getting to this one this month. Next up, this is the last book in the Pink Carnation series. Dani and I are almost done. The Lure of the Moonflower by Lauren Willig, number 12. We really have been getting through these books this year. And we have a little plan for the rest of the year for us to keep reading together so we don't fall off from our habit. We both like reading 5 o'clock together on Sundays, watching the same ASMR at the same time. So this is the very last book. It's chunky. I hope it's everything we want it to be. The last couple of books have been getting better and better, so very hopeful that this one is going to end on a high note. Okay, then number 5 for LatinxAthon, or Hispanic Heritage Month, whichever you want to count this for. I have quite a few books by Latin American Hispanic folks on my shelves, and I just reached the first one. I thought I would look at the end of the alphabet first, and got one almost right away. This is Loteria by Mariel Alberto Zambrano. It's about a little girl, this is fictional, who is reminiscing on her life throughout the Loteria cards. So Loteria is kind of like a Mexican bingo, and there are El Alacran, Scorpion. There are pictures of the card that accompany each one. So this should be really good. And I also like that this pattern, I think, is on the backs of the cards. So sometimes you get that pattern throughout the book, I think. Yes, you do. So here is another card, and then bam, what is it? El Gorrito. So yes, I'll hopefully be reading this. If not, I'll be picking up something else for LatinxAthon. But again, I just pulled one off of my shelves. So we'll see. I'd like to read this one. I mean, I do own it. And then for Victober, last but not least, I have to show you my shirt. I did buy the Victober shirt. I feel like this is just a gratuitous shot right now. Apologies. This is from Pixie Hallows or Pixie Hallows on Etsy. I will link to her shop as well. For size reference, this is a 3X. So for Victober, I want to go totally crazy and read all the Victorian things the entire month. Just like not even work, just read all Victorian literature. But I know that that is not feasible. So I am going to start with just reading a book that I have tried to read before. I got one chapter in, which is page 10, with my asterisk little thing. This is American, but it is Victorian. This is The Leavenworth Case by Anna Catherine Green. So this was the first serial detective novel published 9 years before Sherlock Holmes, speaking of Sherlock again, and it introduces us to Ebenezer Gryce. What a name, hey? Let's see. This opens with the shocking murder of Horatio Leavenworth, a wealthy New York merchant, philanthropist, and well-known member of the community. His favorite niece, Mary, is to inherit his fortune, and all of the evidence seems to implicate her or her sister. Yet surprises greet Gryce at every turn, even before the second murder. So I'm going to start here. It's not terribly long. I want to say this is, oh, at the very end here, 326 pages. So not bad at all. So I'm going to start here, and if I can squeeze more in, I really hope I can, that's fine. But I do really want to read this. Plus, I love this cover. I love it. Love it. So that's that. Those are all of my official reads for the month, those 5. But it's spooky season, and I want to read some spooky stuff. So for Shorty September, I read a Christopher Pike book. It's right over here, Slumber Party, and I really enjoyed it. And I have a bunch more of his, so I'm going to start reading with more Christopher Pike. So I just pulled 3 off of my shelves that looked maybe the spookiest. I removed stickers from the front. Also, why do places put labels right in the middle of the cover? Why? Why do that? Anyways, I've not read any of these before, I should say. So first up is the Starlight Crystal. Cool, hey? I know. This is set 200 years in the future. 18-year-old Paige Christian has been given a chance to join the crew of the Traveler, a special spaceship designed to circle the solar system at near light speed. One day aboard the Traveler is equal to 10 years on Earth. The Traveler is a time capsule as well as a spaceship. Its purpose is to study the changes on Earth throughout 2 centuries and then return home. But something happens on the Traveler. Something happens to Earth, too, and as billions of years pass, Paige Christian lives, remembers all those left behind, until the day she finally does come home to a world and a future no human being could have imagined. I mean, look how little this is. This sounds like it's going to be super fantastic and a lot of fun. Next up that I pulled, Spellbound. You can close your eyes. It won't help. Check out that cover. I just love it. I love these covers. Let's see. No one knew how the girl had died. Ooh. They found Karen Holly in the mountain stream, her skull crushed. There was only one witness to the tragedy, her boyfriend, Jason Whitfield. He said a grizzly had killed her, but a lot of people didn't believe him. They thought he murdered her in a fit of rage. Weeks have passed. Jason has another girlfriend, Cindy Jones, and there are new kids in the town. Joni Harper, the quiet English beauty that Cindy's brother, Alex, cannot get out of his mind, and Bala, yeah, B-A-L-A, Bala, the foreign exchange student from Africa, the grandson of a powerful shaman. Together they will return to the place where Karen was killed. Some will die. The others will come face to face with a horror beyond imagining. I mean, come on now. And the last one I pulled which says on the cover, a novel of horror, which I'm a little squeamish. I can handle some blood and guts. I have to be in the right mood, let's just be honest, for blood and guts, and usually I'm not. But I really want to try this one. So, also, sorry for reading the backs. I know people don't like that, but how else will I tell you about them? I haven't read them. I don't know. Anyways, it's The Season of Passage. So, Dr. Lauren Wagner was a celebrity. She was involved with the most exciting adventure mankind had ever undertaken. The whole world admired and respected her, but Lauren knew fear. Inside, voices entreating her to love them. Outside, the mystery of the missing group that had gone before her, the dead group. But were they simply dead or something else? A terrifying novel of horror and, surprisingly, of salvation from one of America's best-selling writers. A novel you won't forget. This just looks really good. I'm hoping it's vampires. I love vampires. That would be great. This one is chunky for Christopher Pike too, 438 pages. That's a lot for him, because usually it's little, I mean, look at these. Whoop, big difference. So, Christopher Pike. Outside of that, I really don't know. I'm still working on books that I pulled in October. Sorry, excuse me. This month. In August for my reading or recommendations. I'm still working on some of those. They're still library books. They are getting to be due and unrenewable at this point because I've read them so many times. But I'm working on those. And I have a whole huge stack that is higher than my hip of books that I started this year and I haven't finished. So I'd like to start getting those worked in if and when I can as well. But mainly it's fun, spooky books, Christopher Pike. And then, woo, not dropping, these 4 plus The Lost World. So this seems very doable. For someone who normally reads 200 books a year, this should be like, oh yeah, give me a day, you know? But I have been busy and stuff has been going on. My brain has been occupied. I haven't been able to read much lately, so we'll see. That's why I'm trying to keep it a little light here. Anyways, have you read any of them? I am watching everyone's October TBRs. See, I almost did it again. And I'm digging everything that everyone has done. Also, if you haven't and you want to watch some totally awesome vlogs, I highly suggest you go over to both Heather's channel of Soggy Expat Book Nerd and catch up on all of her daily vlogs for September. Y'all, she did a vlog a day and she read a book a day for the whole month. Impressive as hell. And also vlogs for Bert and Sean at Past Storytime, who started Shorty September. They did, I think, 4 vlogs, 5. I apologize, I forget, but they are all wonderful. So please go and watch them. I will link to their channels below as well. And yeah, hopefully I will be back here a little more often, back into my regular groove now. And I hope you guys have all been doing well and reading something great. I will talk to you soon. Bye.